Got sunrise. Continue. Hello, this is Karen. I am here for boxing, and today we're going to take a little bit of time to go through the different body positions and how to execute your punches and your kicks. So we're going to start out with how do you position your body? Like, what is your stance? So if you want a front stance, you're going to square your hips to the front and shoulders to the front. Usually your feet are a little bit wider than your hips, but you can actually bring them in a little bit closer directly under your hips. Or sometimes we'll tell you to stand wide in the front stance. But you want your knees to be slightly bent, and you want to tuck your chin and bring your arms in close to your face. So the second position we're going to talk about is a right stance. So you would take your right foot forward. Actually, this is my right foot, so it's probably your left. So one leg is in front of the other, and they're staggered. Usually your weight is on your front leg, and you're going to lift up your back heel as you move your body. And then you can switch it. You can go right leg forward, left leg back. Hands are in, chin is tucked, and you relax your shoulders. So those are the only three real stances that you're going to take. The second thing we're going to cover is what are some different things that your legs might do. So one would be a squat. So if your feet are to the front, you're just going to squat by dropping your hips. Make sure your knees and toes are out, and allow your knee to go right to the end of your toe and drop your hips back. So that would be a squat. You can do it with one leg forward, one leg back, square it up and drop. Square it up and drop. So a squat can be any range that you have, but your goal is to get your hips just above your knee line. So when I squat down, I'm going to stop when my hips are just above my knees. That would be a full range that we're looking for in a kickboxing class. The next thing we're going to talk about is a scissor. So whenever you scissor your legs, you can do it from the front or from the side, one leg forward, one leg back. And you want to bend your knees and allow your legs to move fluidly. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can do it on the other side, same thing. Next thing we're going to cover is a jumping jack. So usually when you're doing a jumping jack, your arms are going to stay in here because you're boxing. And from the front, it would be soft, out, in, out, in, out, in. Now, if I were to do a power jumping jack, it would be drop, in, drop, in. That would be considered a power jack. All right, next move is going to be, or it could also be called a jump squat. So a jump squat would be drop, lift, drop, lift. Good. Oh, last one, which is kind of my favorite, is called a decoy switch. So if you had your left leg forward, right leg back, and you were doing some kind of maneuver, and then you did a decoy switch, you're basically taking your body from the chest down and jumping and moving side to side. Boom, boom. So if you keep your body up, it's going to be less hard. If you drop it down, it'll be harder. So you go drop, 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 drop. And see how my head stays still facing to the front? That's your goal. So it's body, but your head is still in position, ready to fight. Good. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is traveling. So usually we're right here, but let's say we're going to travel and we're going to come forward. We might run forward, 6, 7, 8, and back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or we might jab and travel. So you keep your feet down and just walk it, or you can push off your back leg. Jab, 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 run, 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 run. So I'm just going to switch legs. So your right leg would be forward, step in, step in, step in, step in, walk or run. Or you can push off that back leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. running or jogging backwards. So another way you can travel is side to side. So usually when we go side to side, we would shuffle. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we might do something like knees. And then we would shuffle back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we might do like a kick. Just depends on what we're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Something happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something happens. If you don't like to shuffle, because sometimes that's a little hard, you can step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something happens here. So that's when you're traveling from side to side. You may also step and get into position to do something, and you may step, get into position to do something. All right, so that's our traveling, our shuffling. Let's go to the next thing, which is, what does your lower body do? So knees are usually when you're in a front stance. So if I were here, and I'm gonna do a knee, I would lift my knee higher than my chest, and my toe would be down. So let's just do that with no hands. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, if I'm gonna add hands into it, I'm gonna make a fist and grab it. I can pull to the side here. I can come higher. My hands really pull down, pull down, pull down. Now this other leg can be grounded, like down on the ground while I'm doing it. Or I can hop, jump, 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 jump. Nice, let's switch legs. So if you put your weight on your left leg, right, let's start with just the legs moving. So be knee, 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 knee. Or make a fist, hold on to it, and slam those arms to the side of your leg. 3, 4, or let's say we want to jump. 1, 3, 4. So that would be a knee. Sometimes we'll make it a combination. So we'll go knee, step, 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 knee, step, step. So if you were to count it out, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So that's our power knee. Now let's do a front kick. So a front kick would be, we'll start with no arms. It would be lifting the knee, fire the kick, bring it in, and drop it down. So your goal is to kick with the ball of your foot. Knee, push, in, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's switch legs. So put your weight on your left, lift, kick, in, down. Two, 3, 4. Let's do one more. Lift, kick, in, down. So that's your front kick. You can also do a push kick, which means now you're gonna push with the bottom of your foot as you move through the motion. So let's balance on the right. Lift your knee and use the bottom of your foot to push forward and then drop. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, push, in, down. So almost like you're trying to knock somebody down with the bottom of your foot. So from the side, it would look here, push, in, down. Okay, let's try the other leg. Lift, push, in, down. Lift, push, in, down. Let's go 2 more. Now your hands can go in, slide, right in next to your body, slide. Okay, and even with the front kick, you can slam that arm down. If your right foot comes up, your right arm comes down at the same time, like you're slicing your arm through. I'm gonna go back to knees for a second. When you're doing knees, you lean in or you're upright. So if you're upright, think of your head as being directly over your hips. If you're leaning in, usually you're doing a running man, where you're lifting those feet up in the back. Okay, now that's different than a kick because for a kick, you lean back. So as that leg comes up to fire, you lean back to get a bigger, stronger kick. All right, we're gonna move on to a side kick. So when you're getting ready to fire a kick, you always wanna take the opposite leg and turn your heel towards the direction you're gonna kick. So if my side kick is coming here to the left, my right heel is gonna face in that direction. I lean into that leg, lift my foot, and fire in and down. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Use your arms for balance. They come in close and stretch out, in and down. Kick, in, down. Lean, kick, in, down. Let's try the other leg. Balance your body, take it down, in, kick, in, down. Lean, kick, in, down. So the more you contract your knee, the easier it is to balance your body. In, down. So it'd be a side kick. And you can see this heel is facing in the direction I want to kick. So those are our side kicks. Let's do a rear kick. So right foot forward, lean into it slightly, lift your back leg, and push with your heel towards your opponent. So if they're standing there, their chest is right in the middle, you're gonna lean and kick them in the chest, knee down. Tip, kick, in, down. All right, switch legs. We'll get a couple more in. Lean, kick, in, down. Lean, kick, in, down. So your goal, if you want to advance it, is to look where you kick. So as soon as I'm ready to fire, I look, so I can see that I actually made contact. In, look, in, down. Switch legs, we'll do a couple more. In, look, in, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. All right, bring it back to the front. So there's only one other type of kick that we use in class, and it's called a roundhouse kick. So that usually comes from the side. So you turn your body, back heel faces the leg that you're gonna kick, lean into it, and then this leg comes up and retracts. Your lower leg should be parallel to the floor, and you pull your toe in as you kick. So do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift, down, boom, boom. Step, step, lift. Now in a roundhouse, you can fire a kick. Usually you start low. So you're gonna aim for the shin, go for the hips, and then you can aim higher if you can lean that far. So retract, kick, in, down. Or lean more, so you can kick higher. Good, let's do a roundhouse on the other side. Set the leg, fire the kick, and come down. Fire. 1, 2, fire. Okay, let's just hold it in. So 1, 2, retract. 1, 2, retract. Step, step, retract. Good job. That's it. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is what your upper body is doing. So there's only a few different moves that we do when we're doing kickboxing. Most importantly is you bring your hands back to your face. So we're going to start with a jab, and a jab will go, it's quick, and it comes out from being in close to your face, and you're going to aim so that the palm of your hand is down. Now, if you were looking in a mirror, your jab is going to aim for your nose in a mirror. So you can square up, jab to your nose, jab to your nose. Front arm is always doing a jab. So if you're squared up, both arms can do jabs. If you bring that left leg forward, you're only jabbing with the front hand. Jab, back to face, back face, jab. And your body's going to rotate a little on that back toe. And go quick, pull it back, quick, pull it back. Okay, now a cross comes from the backhand. So if my front arm does a cross, jab, cross. Crosses, you're gonna lift your heel and rotate your shoulder and hip forward so you can really power that move. Here's 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's do a few more of those. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. All right, hold it up right there. We're gonna switch legs. So now put your right leg forward and let's start with just a jab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me 4 more. Lean into it. Cross comes from the back. From the back. Lift the back heel. Rotate your body forward. Hips come forward, shoulder comes forward. So now we add music to something like this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So everything goes on a 4 count or an 8 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go quicker on your jab so you have more time on your cross. And you're able to lift that elbow. Lift your heel. All right, next move we're going to talk about is uppers. So let's bring it back to that front stance, and elbows are in, hands are ready to go. So an upper comes from the rib cage up underneath your opponent's chin. So you think of coming from here to here and back, here and back, here and back. So you have to rotate your hip and you have to lift your heel. So that way you can go right up under and have a lot of power at the end of this movement. Up and under, up and under. You can even drop and push, drop and push. Rib up. So let's go to a front stance. We'll go right leg first. And get ready for that upper. So it's going to come rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. So you can see I'm lifting my heel and I'm pushing and driving my hip forward. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's switch it up and do the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Driving that heel up. So oftentimes we will be doing a slower movement on the upper, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and sometimes we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just depends on the speed of the music or what we're trying to accomplish. When you're going slow, it's easy to lift your heel, but when you're going fast, your heels stay grounded, and they don't have to lift every time. All right, last up is a hook. So a hook can come from the front stance, and a hook is circular. So as soon as you lift your elbow, you lift your heel, and then when you drive the hook through, you're gonna lift your heel and rotate your hip. So it would be lift, lift, push, lift, push, lift, push. Now this arm is going to be pretty much parallel to the floor, and we're going to go palm down. So lift, push, lift, push, lift, push. Front stance. Now let's bring that right leg forward. Let's just do a back hook. So this hands is like a sneak attack. Hook from the back and then bring it back in. Hook from the back, bring it back in. Go past the face and past the jaw as you make contact with either the bag or the opponent. So it's boom, in, boom, in. Sometimes you'll do a combo in a kickboxing class. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and in. So if you're doing it to the speed of the music, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this might be a hop, or it could even be a step kick added to that movement. Let's switch legs. Back hook, fire it off, bring it in. Fire, bring it back in. When you fire, lift your heel, rotate your hip forward. and in, in, in. Okay, let's add a couple front ones. So we'll go back, front, back, and hold. Back, front, back, and hold. Now we can go faster. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Let's try to add a kick since we know how to do that. So we'll go back, front, back, step, kick. I like that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're set up and ready to go for the next one. So there's your hooks. You know, a lot of times they'll be in combos together. So you might go jab, cross, up, jab, cross, up. And then we may add on and do like a back kick. So as you're moving to the music, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And ready to go. All right, so the next thing I'm going to cover is the core part of a kickboxing class. So depending on how long the class is, depends on whether we have time to add in a focus to the core. But every time you do knees, it's like doing a crunch. Every time you do a kick, it's like doing a crunch for your core. But if you do a specific song for core, there's a few movements that are helpful to know what is the name of this movement. So find a spot on the floor. And we're going to start with what we call an urban ladder. So come down, find a happy spot. If you have a mat, that's even better. So your upper body is going to be down and your knees are directly for your hips. And so an urban ladder is a push, in, push, slide in, push, slide in, push. And you can go all the way. So usually you start on the top and you work your way down. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then tuck them in, 7, 8. Here, let me turn this actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So lower, bend. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2. So you're really pushing with the heel of your foot. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's put those feet down. We're going to move on to a C crunch. So think of it as the letter C, fingers behind your ears. And as you curl in, we'll usually do like a 2 count out. So you would go 1, 2, upper and lower body both lift. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now we may also do like a different count. It may be 1, 2, 3, down for 1, or it could be up quick, down slow. So we'll do 2 of each of those. 3, 2, 1, drop. 3, 2, 1, drop. And now let's go quick, slow it down. Quick, slow it down. All right, so there's a couple of variations for the C crunch. So we may also do some rotational movements side to side, which is, you know, sometimes people call them like bicycles or cross crawls or a lot of different types of names, but it essentially is alternating your upper body to your lower body. So you can do a tap down, or to make it harder, you can do a push out, push out, push out. So that's your choice. The lower your legs, the harder that movement is going to be. All right, so everybody come down, reset. We're gonna do what's called a swing out or a V out. So you would start in the up position, and then you swing your arms out as you press through your legs out. So you would come in, press out. come in, press out. Come in and press out. All right, let's rotate it over onto our tummy. So for planks, you can do a plank with your arms straight. Usually you have your hands right directly underneath your shoulder, or you can do them with your elbows on the floor. So let's start with a straight arm plank. So hands under your shoulders, head in line with your body, come right up onto your back toes, hips are down. So this would be your straight arm plank. Now you could have your knees down and alternate lifting them. So I'll show you what that looks like. So if my knees are down, I can go lift, 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 and this would be a good variation for someone who's starting with planks. All right, bend arm would be elbows are going to be shoulder width apart, and then slide your hands together. So elbow width apart, slide them forward. Now lift your heels up. Lift your heels and drop your hips. And here's another variation for a plank. Okay, knees down. So last one we're gonna do is a rotation, which is you're gonna rotate your body to the side and open your hip up to face a wall. So you can do this with your arms down, like forearms down, or with straight arms. So we'll just do it with our arms down. So your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. And as you rotate, your arm stays down and your hand opens and your hip is up. Rotate back down and rotate. And down. We'll do one more each side. Rotate, open. Rotate and open. Nice. I have a little friend here today. So those are really all the moves that you're going to find in a kickboxing class. You know, there may be some slight variations from that, but those are pretty much the base moves. So practice those, get really good at it, look in the mirror when you're making those moves, and then that way when you join a class, you don't have to think about it. It becomes an automatic movement for you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully I'll see you on Thursday for strength training, noontime. Thank you.